Hi, in this video let's look at how factories gets created. This term factory you will hear in UVM and OVM. There is something called UVM factory, for example UVM factories. We will see a small example like how the factory created in UVM. This will help in better understanding of UVM factories. Basically we don't need to understand, we can just use the UVM factors, but there is some example I came up with, so here we can have some basic understanding how the factory looks like and how factory helps. Okay, this is as I said earlier in the previous video, so this is a UML diagram which is used for representing a classes. Here if you see here in this here we have a base class where base class name is animal, and we have a data members, and we have a minus sign here. Minus sign means like here I wrote right here, minus sign means it's protected. Data member age of type of data type int, and minus sign indicates it is a protected. So age is protected and data type of int, and name is a string, a name of data type string, and minus is given, so it is protected. And we have methods called new, age, we have age, and we passing age, and which is integer, and n which is a string. So and we have two more functions which plus which are public, which will return age and name. And we have one more method called pure virtual method. Pure virtual makes sound. Pure virtual makes sound. So when we say pure virtual, this data member should be given as virtual here. Okay. So that's one thing. And we have a extended an extended methods which are line and chicken. In line we have data member of ton in pa. This is a bit and it is a public. And we have a new. This is a constructor. And we have makes on public of type public. Okay, and similarly we have in chicken there is no data members, and methods which is a constructor have, and we have a makes on method. Both are void type. Now let's look at we are creating a something called animal factory, where we have a one function called static function, and the type is animal. Okay, because why we gave animal is like why we make animal is a base class for lion and chicken. What we do is we in this class we will just use this for creating a constructor, the lion and chicken. Okay, what we are doing is we are passing the string of species and int of int age and string name. Since we while constructing we need to pass, we'll just go through this class, we will understand in little later. And we have a chicken of type and handle is chicken, and line of handle of handle name is line. We are passing species which will pass now currently we have two species like a lion and chicken that we will pass here, that in this case statement we will do line and begin. Line is new. This statement will help in constructing the line which we called here, and we will return since the return type is animal, the return type is line, and the function type is animal, which is a base class of line, and so this will work. If we do return of line, this will work. And similarly for chicken we have similar thing. We have a constructor and a return of chicken, and if we did other than chicken and lion, people say there is no such animal. Okay, this is the animal factory. Okay, using this factory, what we will go to the next slide and see what are we going to do. In here what we are doing is we have animal handle, lion handle and chicken handle. Okay, using the animal handle we have a animal factory colon make animal is a function. You see here, right? Animal factory, since it is a static, we no need to construct this one, we simply call make animal, animal factory colon make animal, and we need to pass species which will select either lion or chicken. Okay, so here we see we are passing the line, and age of 15, and of name is like Mustafa. And when I call animal, it constructs the, here you see right here, it constructs the line and returns line here. So when returning, what will animal handle guess is, we saw he gets is the line handle. Okay, we saw earlier in previous slides, right, how when we since line underscore h is is an extended class of an animal, we can once we here in this we are constructing a line and assigning the handle to the animal. In polymorph, while discussing the polymorphism, we discussed this one. And you saw here, actually I didn't added here somewhere. Okay, I didn't added the code of the line and animal. Here I have added the code for line here, where animal is a virtual class. This is our base class, and we have a protected age and a protected string name, and we have a constructor here. Get age returns age and get name returns name, and we have a pure virtual function void make sounds. Okay, this will this is like as I discussed earlier, right, pure virtual function, you no need to write the body, and we are extending the line from the animal. Since it is a virtual, what it will do is, like when and I'm extending line from the animal. Suppose if I do the if I construct a line class, and assign it to the animal, handle. That's what I'm talking now is what we discussed in the polymorphism video. You can go back and check. So what I'm doing here is, like, I'm constructing a line here. One second. Here in this statement I'm constructing a line. Okay, line and assigning that constructor object to the animal handle. Okay, you need to refer to the polymorphism video. So what happens is, when you call animal dot underscore h dot make sound, it will refer to the make sound function of the animal. Okay, that's what we discussed in polymorphism. Okay, since a line is also having the make sound. So why we created a make sound function for the in animal class, in line class also, because since the make sound is a pure virtual method, we saw, if you remember, if you look at the older videos, there we said that if we define some class as a make sound pure virtual, that means in the child class you must create a body for that one. Okay, you must extend that, you must override that. Okay, this is what we discussed. That's why and since it is a virtual, when I call animal handle, which was assigned by the object of animal line, object of line, when you call animal handle make sound, it will call the line, it will call the body of the line. Okay, this we discussed already. You can refer to the older videos. The similar code, if I simply run and see whatever the code I discussed some time back, I have the same code here. Only thing is, we have a line class here and also a chicken class, what we discussed in this UML diagrams, right? Whatever discussed in the UML diagrams, same thing I have added as a classes here. So if you go to the initial begin block, where I have a animal factory make animal, I pass it the line, age and the name, and I call make sound, and you see when I call make sound, I will get roar line, which is make sound of the line, which is line roar, you see here. And if I here I pass it the chicken and age of 1 and the name, and I call the make sound. Since animal is also in parent class of chicken, you will get make sound, you will get chicken become. Here you have this one, here you get this make sound is called. So basically what we are discussing here is, like, this is basically similar to UVM factory. How the UVM factory, if you go to the UVM factory, actually there we have something called a colon create something, we'll discuss it later. So what this shows is, like, we are not writing the new for the line, and everything whatever the I have, even though I have many in this example, if you see, even though I have many species, what I will do is I will simply use the animal handle to create all the or construct all the child classes. Here in the previous video what we had discussed is, in for creating a animal cage, here you see a number of times I call the new of that for the line class. Similar thing, if I write here, what I simply do is I don't use this one. If I write similar thing here, what I will do is I will use the animal animal handle itself. I will pass the line, whatever the age and the name of it. Okay, if you observe both the classes, right, both the ways of doing, we simplified it using the animal factory. I have created one animal factory, and we have simplified the constructing process. Everything, since I already created a species here, so when I call it, simply I will call as a make animal, and I will pass the species type and the age and the name. So this will work directly as it is. Okay, this is how the actually how what will this help is, this will help you to understand how the UVM factory looks like. Thank you. That's all for this video.